Now takes the mound in a few minutes. 4 really strong outings so far this season, including 7 strikeouts, pitching at altitude, and the cold, the bitter cold in Colorado last Friday. Nomar, we should jump into the K-zone on this one.
We should, because his outing in Colorado was outstanding, and the breaking ball was in effect, where they often say in Colorado it doesn't have an effect. It often doesn't have the same break, but it didn't matter what altitude. When you have a slider like that goes down and in. Also notice where all the location of his breaking balls are. He's getting ahead, and here is that curveball. You got the slider that goes down and in, then you have a different break in that breaking ball, which is really, really tough to hit. But to keep the hitters honest, he's got the high fastball up in the zone. Now he can go back down. Really going up in the zone, change your sights, but then staying down. He's ahead of all of these. 0-2, 1-2 getting on these hitters and being able to really utilize that breaking pitch. And then the curveball, even in Colorado, has such a late break, a big bite, even able to backdoor it on an 0-2 breaking ball. Looks great. More of the same today.
Love how the confidence he's pitching with. He's been outstanding.
Tyler Glasnow certainly done his part when given the ball this season, pitching deep into games, getting outs on his own. 6 innings in each of his first 3 starts of the year. 7 innings last time out in that one Nomar broke down in Colorado. And you see the strikeouts, averaging 10.4 Ks per 9 innings pitched, 6th best in the National League. Getting closer to first pitch on a beautiful day in San Francisco. Dodgers trying to get out of town, salvaging 1 out of 3 against the rival Giants. Kyle Tucker moved down to the cleanup spot. Then it's Max Muncy, Andy Pages. Dalton Rushing does the catching today. Hye-Sung Kim is at short. Alex Freeland getting the start at second base behind Tyler Glasnow. Here's Dave Roberts before the game on the lineup changes.
I think it's more of just trying to give Kyle a different look. I think that he's obviously, going through it right now and not feeling great at the plate. So sometimes, the different visual, letting the game come to you a little bit before jumping in there, and the two, changes your outlook and potentially the result. So that's kind of the thought, and I'm going to stick with this for the foreseeable future, and we'll see where it goes.
What do you want to see from the offense as a collective as they do look to get back on track? Obviously only 4 hits last night, but really to kind of get back to the quality that we have been seeing throughout most of the season.
You know what? I was looking at the game last night, and I thought there were a lot of good at-bats. I thought we hit some balls hard, and this guy today is hard to square up. We've got him. He's got us. Really a lot of respect for Webby. So for me, just take good at-bats, and I do think that it'll turn. It's just one of those things that baseball hitting is pretty cyclical, and right now, recently we're just not getting the results that we would expect.
And when you're not getting the results, Jerry, sometimes we see changes. Dave Roberts trying to find that combination to get some runs. He's going Freddie in the 2-hole and Tuck in the cleanup spot.
I love those changes. Obviously, Freddie Freeman is used to hitting in that 2-hole. Really can hit anywhere in the line. This is for Kyle Tucker. He's hit 4th before in his career. Just kind of take a step back, see a couple at-bats before you're at-bat.
Hopefully that changes. Sometimes that does just change your mindset as a hitter. Hopefully it works for Tucker.
All right, beautiful day in San Francisco. The Dodgers trying to make it a happy flight home after this final game of a 7-game road trip. Joe and Orr will have the call of first pitch right after this.
Back-to-back world champion Dodger baseball on Sportsnet LA is brought to you by Carl's Jr. Carl's Jr.'s new Western Bacon Chicken Sandwich with freshly hand-breaded all-white meat. Just $5.99 for a limited time. How about your Southern California Lexus dealer who invites you to test drive a Lexus today? Dodgers trying to avoid the sweep today at Oracle Park in San Francisco. These Giants have won 5 of their last 6 games, pitching the biggest reason why. They've got a 2 ERA over that 6-game stretch, and in this series just the 1 run allowed and a bases loaded walk from Kim back in the 4th inning on Tuesday night. So the Dodgers will try to figure out Logan Webb, figure out this Giant staff, and you'd think, oh boy, that's tough. So far this year, the Webb has not been himself with an ERA above 5. Strikeouts are down, walks are up. He's given up more hard hits than ever.
It really has. The changeup has been getting hit, but not for extra base hits. But these Dodgers last year, when you look at what he has done this year with his pitch selection, but last year they were the team that hit home runs off him. In this ballpark, that's pretty amazing. 1 out of every 6 innings, the Dodgers hit a home run off him last year in his 4 starts. The rest of the league, it took 16, 18 innings to hit a home run. So the Dodgers know how to hit the long ball off him, and especially the Dodger leadoff hitter.
Here he is to lead off this lineup, presented by your SoCal Helpful Honda dealers. And as Kirsten told us just a few minutes ago, it's got a different look today. Freddie Freeman bats second. Teoscar Hernandez splits up the left-handers, hitting third in left field. And then Kyle Tucker, for the first time, slides down and bats fourth, followed by Max Muncy. Pages in center field, rushing and doing the catching, hitting 7th, with Kim and Freeland. The double play combo, 8 and 9. Well, you're talking about Webb. Last year, he gave up a total of 14 home runs. Ohtani hit 2 of them.
Shohei was 4 for 11 off him with 2 big flies, and yeah, feeling pretty good at the plate right now.
Maybe this is what gets Ohtani going. Had his 53-game on-base streak come to an end yesterday with an 0 for 4, but even while he was extending that streak nightly, he has not been himself. That OPS at 854, many guys would kill for. Ride to the All-Star game. Ground ball down to first. Devers to the bag to get Ohtani. But when you look at what he's done throughout his career, especially his first 2 seasons in LA with an OPS north of 1,000, he's not quite himself yet.
He doesn't want to wait till the calendar turns to May, but May is a good month for him.
June his best throughout his career. So Webb, whose saving grace so far has been that he's got the #1 ground ball rate in the National League, so that hard contact, some of it has been right into the dirt. Misses with his first pitch to Freddie Freeman. Freeman has faced Webb more than any hitter. 49 at-bats, a .347 hitter against Webb. 2-0. But a challenge coming here from Bailey. Doesn't take long for them to challenge the veteran umpire Rob Drake. ABS powered by T-Mobile. And it was a good one from Bailey. He's having himself for 24 hours, isn't he?
Between hitting home runs and getting ABS challenges right. Yeah.
What else is there in life? Now it's 2-1 on Freeman.
Foul tips off your body.
Okay, yeah, you're right. Freeman 2 hits yesterday, his 9th multi-hit game this year. It's his 3rd in the National League after he had 2 walks on Tuesday. That was the first time all year the Dodgers had been shut out. Freddie's 2 hits yesterday. 2 of the 7 total for the team in this series. They're 7 for 60. 2-2 pitch. Up along the right side, and Luis Arraez. Freeman hustling, but to no avail. 2 up and 2 down, and a pair of groundouts for Webb.
That's his bread and butter. Getting the ball hit on the ground, getting it hit weakly.
Webb in his 8th season as the ace of these Giants, 2-time All-Star, workhorse among workhorses. 3 straight years he has led the National League in innings pitched.
In a generation where 200 is a lot.
Mm-hmm.
When it used to be 300, now 200 is the expectation for the workhorses in the big leagues.
Delivers strike 1 on Teoscar Hernandez. There have been questions, okay, has that toll caught up to him? You combine it with pitching in the World Baseball Classic like he did in March. It would be a surprise to look up in 2 months and see his numbers anywhere other than where they always are, among the league leaders with an ERA around 3, getting deep into games at a high rate.
When you have elite movement and elite ability to change speeds, where you do that from, it really doesn't matter that you have a top-end velocity, and then you don't need 96, 97. You can do it with 91. You can do it with 92, 93. Changing speeds and really good movement. Doesn't matter your velocity range.
First couple years he was a four-seam guy and struggled, and then he embraced the sinker identity, embraced the idea of maybe not striking out as many guys, but I'm going to go deep into games. And 4 straight years he's gotten Cy Young votes since turning that corner. Sets the Dodgers down in order in the first inning. Tyler Glasnow, the other end of this nice pitching matchup, takes the ball under light blue skies when you come back.
Exclusive jersey presented by Daiso. Visit Dodgers.com/promotion.
Here come the Giants for this day ball game with the same looking lineup at the top. Adames, Arise, and Chapman. Rafael Devers bats cleanup. Elliot Ramos bats 5th today. Jung-Hoo Lee's in right, hitting 6th. Will Brennan gets his first action of the series with Gilbert and Patrick Bailey. Less than 24 hours after catching the night game, hitting the winning home run, is in there again catching. Tyler Glasnow, much different conditions than when he took it at the start of this road trip on a 35-degree day in Colorado. 7 innings in that game, gave up just 1 run on 2 hits. He's made 4 starts this year. The Dodgers have won all 4 of them. Adames leading off. Flail and a miss at a curve that has been awesome for Glasnow so far this year.
Yeah, he can say not my curveball because these Giants have hit the number 2 very well this year so far. But with Glass, no. Don't even compare the stats of what a team does against a curveball until he sees his.
League hitting 125 against his curveball so far. More than half his strikeouts have come on that pitch, and he's throwing it more than ever.
He's landing it this year. On a staff of aces, he is an ace also.
Yamamoto 7 innings on Tuesday. Ohtani 6 scoreless last night, and now Glasnow. Mentioned they've won all 4 of his starts this year. He's got an amazing run support, more than 8 runs of support per game, and that goes back to last year. Dodgers have won each of the last 14 games that he's pitched in when you include the postseason.
He has graduated from speculation on what is his outing going to be like. It is consistent, and it's really good.
We were talking with Doc about that this morning. He said, impressive what he did last weekend in Denver, but don't make too much out of that because at this point he's proven that he's a guy. Right? He's beyond okay. There's evidence that he's grown and he's not the same guy. Doc's saying, no, he is this guy now, and it shouldn't be a big deal every time he goes out and does something like that. Got a swing and a miss on the curveball to start his day with a strikeout.
Hammer time, and it's a day game, and it's early, but he gets it done.
Tyler said he's just a little bit freer lately. Feels a little more athletic. He and the Dodgers get 7 Ks in this game. Everybody gets a free Jumbo Jack tomorrow with the purchase of a large drink. 1 away, first inning. Luis Arise takes a fastball high and tight. We know about the athleticism. A gymnast growing up as a kid can do a backflip. But that's been freed up by the mental side. Or a lack of a mental side because he's an admitted overthinker. All just kind of flowing through him these days.
He is no longer streaky, and there's no worry that a little difficulty during a game is going to turn into a meltdown. He's just consistently dominant.
32-year-old from Southern California. 3rd season with the team. He's falling behind a rise 3-0. Comes back home, and there's a strike.
Rise is the kind of guy you know is going to make contact, so you're just trying to make good pitches to get weaker than his normal weak contact.
Swing and a miss. Rare for him.
Hard to hit this no matter what your bat control is when it's up there.
From 3-0 to 3-2. Stays alive. Rice has struck out 25 times in the last 2 seasons. Tony Gwynn type stuff. Talking about a strikeout a week. This year, 5 walks. Doesn't do that a ton, but only 4 Ks. Doesn't do that hardly at all. He takes a walk right here. First base runner of the ball game. And now we get a word from Morongo.
Smoking good times, cigars, spirits, May 17th, Morongo.
For the Giants, 29th in runs scored. Only the New York Mets, who just snapped a 12-game losing streak, have scored fewer runs than the Giants. And they've only scored in 2 innings in this series, but it's been enough thanks to the pitching. Chapman takes a strike. Had the 3 runs in the 7th inning on the home run last night. 3 runs in the 1st inning on Tuesday. And a pair of low-scoring wins. 5-1 in their last 6. For Matt Chapman, an infield hit yesterday. Career .240 hitter. It's been more about slug. He's at .295 this year. And lacking that slug. Just 1 home run. There goes Arise from first. Throw from Rushing. Not in time. Luis Arise has his 3rd stolen base of the year.
I know the throw was offline, but the base was stolen off of Tyler Glasnow. It's a good jump and a slow delivery, and Rushing does everything he can to get the ball out. He gets it out quickly, doesn't even use footwork, and you can see when it arrives, no matter where it arrives around second base, he's going to be safe. So it's not the throw, it was the jump.
It's one of the 6th steal of the year for the team. That's the last in the majors by a pretty wide stretch. The average team has 18 of them at this point. Oh, 2 to Chapman.
Runner in scoring position, just had a fastball. The success of the curveball, I think that's what he's going to get right here.
There it was, and both his outs have come on that pitch.
Your offense isn't scoring. You've sat there on the bench and watched that for 2 games. You got a man in scoring position, and your curveball's working. Even though it's the 1st inning, important runner on second to shut down. You want to break on top.
Rafael Devers, runner at second, 2 out, showing some signs of coming to life these last couple days. Still swinging and missing at fastballs, but has he done enough for you also barreling fastballs where you're not so apt to throw them?
Well, he hit the one off Ohtani, a high fastball, and hit that line drive. It might have been the hardest ball hit off of Shohei. I would say it's time to mix him up. 3rd game in a series. 2 fastballs so far, but neither one was real close to stimulate him to swing the bat.
Matter of time before he gets going. 2 hits yesterday. Just .237 for the year, though. Rise at second, 2 out, 2-0 to the plate. And it was a slider that's fouled back. He is swinging hard. I mean, harder than I ever remember watching him.
Yeah, and he's given that look when he swings and misses at fastballs. Like, how did I miss that? It might be because he's swinging so hard he's jerking his eyes. So what he thinks he sees is not really what's happening.
Throw to second, not close.
We saw a 2-0 slider. We might see a 2-1 curveball here. Last 3 starts, his curveball hitters are only 1 for 13 off of it. And I know we can't strike him out on this pitch, but they have 8 Ks with the curveball.
Fastball. 2-2. With life, that sinker. He's only given up 1 hit on the sinker through his first 4 starts.
His sinker is really a 2-seamer with tailing action, but it gets classified by the computers as a Sinker.
What's the difference?
One's a little bit more level. The sinker that's a true sinker is more like roops and more like webs, where you actually see it go down. With Shohei and with Glasnow and guys that are a little bit more over the top, their two-seamers get classified as sinkers, but they're really just fastballs with life to the arm side.
A 22-pitch first inning here. Glasnow going those 7 innings against the Rockies on Saturday, or on Friday. Only 13 pitches per inning. They still had some left in the tank there. Not sure what this is about. This is one where I wouldn't mind them utilizing the microphone to let us all know what they're talking about.
Yep.
All right, so 2-2 on Devers. Glasnow fires and strikes him out. Back to the sinker to get a swing and a miss. And after an inning in San Francisco, scoreless ball game.
Every step along the way.
Don't miss Play Ball Weekend coming June 5th through the 7th, encouraging youth everywhere to get out and play. You can visit playball.org to register for a free event near you today.
Well, Kyle Tucker at 0 for 8 in this series with 4 strikeouts and just yet to really hit his stride. Dropped in the lineup for the first time this year. Dave Roberts making the decision to move Freddie Freeman into the 2 spot. Tucker down to 4. Brought him in, talked to him about it, and he said Kyle understood, and per usual didn't say a ton about it. Got back to work trying to get things figured out. Grounds back to Webb, who's retired the first 4. You know, the bottom of the order for so much of this season has carried the offense, but should not be expected to carry it all year, of course. But now you're looking at the team struggling. Bottom of the order hasn't quite done it these last few days. You should still be able to win. But you look at Ohtani and Tucker, who've been the 1 and 2 hitters all year. In this series, they're combined 1 for 18 with an infield hit.
You got to believe that's not going to continue throughout the year. But for right now, that is the story.
Muncy here. It's ahead 2-0. And Muncy's done his part in the middle of the order. 10 for 17 on this trip. 4 home runs coming in Denver. Singled and walked yesterday. As he continues to try and iron out just the last little bits of his swing. He's had days where he's felt good, days where it comes and goes. The swing thought that he's had lately is just stay back. Two and 2. Not unlike you might hear, a youth ball player talk about. Just a very basic principle. Keeping your weight back. Lays off here. The count goes full. Muncy's homered against Webb 3 times in their previous matchups. On this payoff, taps it foul, stays alive.
Webb getting outs with his 2 primary pitches, the sinker and the change. Last pitch was a sweeper.
Muncy takes the walk. Dodgers have their first base runner. And a word from Jack in the Box.
Get my new Smash Jack Sliders Munchie Meal for a chance to win $75,000. Welcome to Jack in the Box.
And a guy that kind of embodies what we're talking about, not going to do it forever. Andy Pages, while still leading the majors, hitting .353, is at just .200 over his last 8 games. Dave Roberts had some questions. Why not consider moving him up as part of this lineup shakeup? But he said he wants to protect what he's doing, take care of him down in the bottom half of the lineup.
One hit in the top of the lineup can have you hitting, let's say, 250, 1 for 4, but one hit in the bottom of the lineup can have you hitting 333 because you don't get that 4th at bat.
He's ahead.
If the club is scoring runs and you're getting the 5th at bat, sometimes, you know, you mix in that walk. So you have to get a few more hits when you're in the top 4 hitters in the lineup or so to keep your average afloat.
John Evans 2-2 on Pages. The next real big decision for Dave Roberts is going to be when Mookie Betts comes back, how to fit him back in and the pieces around him. Won't be any problem figuring out a way to get him in. It's just what is the domino effect of that. Pages lays off the high heat and the count goes full.
See if the Dodgers can get a batted ball in the air. All the batted balls off of Webb have been on the ground. That is his artistry.
This one is as well, but Muncy was running with a pitch, and so they stay out of the double play. Pages is out number 2, and Muncy's into scoring position for Rushing. Well, Dalton, as a rookie, hit .204 with 4 home runs in 50 games. He's at .414, 7 home runs in 29 at-bats. It fouls off Webb's first offering. Get a start here in the ballpark where Barry Bonds, of course, did his thing, and rushing start has stirred up Bonds' name. Barry, the only guy to get to 7 home runs in a season and fewer at-bats than Rushing's done this year. Down an 0-1. Lays off 1-1. Dalton only 745 away. Digs it out into center field, a base hit. Muncy heads for the plate. Gilbert's throw is way offline. Rushing will take second, and he's put the Dodgers in front. Well, the home runs are awesome, but nice piece of hitting right there on a low pitch to give the Dodgers the first run of this one.
You got to keep the bat in the hitting area for a long time here, not just an uppercut, but drop the head of the bat and then keep it going towards the pitcher. You see the length of that swing, how long it was in the hitting area. That is well done. If it's in and out of the hitting area, he hits the top of it, and it's a ground ball. But no, it's a line drive, RBI.
Dodgers on the board first with their first run since the 4th inning on Tuesday. And for Rushing, his 10th run batted in the last 6 games. Ha-Seong Kim waves over a sweeper, and it's 0-2.
It's a nice job by Rushing also to get to second base and not make the turn at first and just be celebrating the 2-out RBI. Keep playing the game.
Kim takes the change, 1-2. So the Dodgers getting their first lead of this series. Kim fouls it off. Made a hit and a walk in the first game of this series. That walk came with the bases loaded and knocked in their lone run to the first 2 games. And then was 0 for 3 yesterday. Swing and a miss. Bottom falls out of that changeup to finish off the Dodgers in the second, but Rushing has him on the board first. Now we're strikeouts. Jack Matt has him halfway to 7 for free jumbo jacks for all tomorrow. And now he's pitching with the lead. Dodgers getting a run in the top of the second. Ramos, Lee, Brennan coming up here for San Francisco. Tyler's enjoyed pitching in this ballpark. Last time he pitched here, 6 2/3 innings, just 1 run. That was last September. Downstairs to Ramos. One of the hottest Giants hitters, 2 for 3 yesterday, 420 over his last 5 games since they benched him for a couple days in Cincinnati, and he said that was a wake-up call, kind of needed it. 1 ball and 1 strike. Former top prospect who got to the major league, struggled mightily back in the minors, didn't know if he was ever going to get another shot, but then a bunch of injuries, got another call up and turned into an all-star for him. Said back-to-back 20 home run campaigns. Can't get to that slider, and he's down 1-2. Ramos out of Puerto Rico. Chopper to short for Kim, and it might have hit the lip of the grass and deadened the hop. Gets under Kim's glove. Leadoff man on to start the second.
That is rare. Very routine. So let's take a look at the last hop. No, it wasn't the lip. It was just grass, the dirt. What's going on right here? He's just a little short and getting down for it.
Second error of this series on Kim. First one was a throwing error. A wet ball Tuesday. Tying on a board. Jung-Hoo Lee's up. Here's the other of the hottest hitters for the Giants. 380 his last 11 games after he singled and scored yesterday. And Kim's old buddy on the Heroes in Korea. Still good friends. They get together anytime the teams play each other, try to get a meal. Song leaned on him a bunch as he made the move over here. Up the middle from one former here to another, a double play, and for Ha-Song, you know that has to feel a little bit extra special. Of course, coming after his air and then ringing up his friend.
A little bit of redemption right there. Nice for the baseball gods to have the ball hit to him, glove it cleanly, and then his speed to take it himself.
This is earlier today. These guys catching up. You know, we talk about players coming from other countries and how they're performing right away without spending a lot of time thinking about the real life side of that. Going to a new country with a new language, new food, everything on top of what you are already going to have when you go to a new organization. I mean, there are guys born and raised in the United States that talk about how tough it is to go to a new team. How about everything that comes culturally with going to a new country while you make that move? Well, Brennan's the hitter with the bases empty and 2 out. He's down 0-2. I beg your pardon, 1 ball, 1 strike. Okay, I was right. And now who knows? Now it's just chaos. Pitch clock violation. 1-2. Got him with a curveball. Tyler Glasnow, 4 Ks through 2. Back-to-back world champion Dodger baseball on Sportsnet LA is brought to you by your local Kia dealers. Visit kia.com to discover movement that inspires. Dalton Rushing knocks in Max Muncy. Dodgers 1, Giants nothing to the top of the 3rd, and Alex Freeland taking ball 1 from Logan Webb. Freeland had yesterday off. First game of this series, had his first 3 strikeout game of the year. Dave Roberts has said he's still happy with the approach, just thinks that he's missing some pitches that he normally hits. But what they're asking from him all along is don't worry about the numbers. Just go up there, give us good at-bats, set the table for Shohei. You can see another mechanical change from him. Remember, start of the year, he's holding the hands out in front of him with the bat upright. He now has it set on his shoulder, and the hands in a little more neutral position. Pop up left side. Bright sunshine. See if Chapman's got it spotted. He does.
Most people launch the bat from the place where you would make a fist to punch someone. You know, you might start in all these different places, shoulder, upright, all the different places. Even Ohtani is pretty radical, but when they actually load, the hands will go to a place where you feel strongest, where your bicep and your elbow are in a place where you might punch somebody or punch the wall. Don't punch somebody else.
No.
Don't punch the wall.
I was going to say, probably should. Yeah, stay away
punch
from the
a
wall,
pillow.
Webb to Ohtani with ball 2. He sure was awesome on the mound last night with those 6 scoreless innings. Has his ERA down to 0.38.
Could almost round down with that.
It is just 1 earned run so far. Swings and misses. Webb has his 3rd K. So Ohtani now 2 up and 2 down in the 3rd. Freddie Freeman, who grounded out to second his first time. Two walks on Tuesday, 2 hits yesterday, 2-hitter today. Punches this one through the left side. A 2-out hit for Freeman. Defense playing him to pull, and he fights it off, chops it between the bag and Chapman.
A lot of the first couple of weeks he was barreling up everything and not getting something to show for it. Now in this series, 3 balls, not hit very well, but 3 hits. Just fists that over there. We've seen that an awful lot. He's so good at just blocking the ball over there.
Has average up above 300. Not close on the first one to Teoscar Hernandez, who with a strikeout his first time today is 2 for 21 on this road trip. Not necessarily earning the 3 spot, but Dave Roberts needed a right-handed hitter to put there. The lefty-heavy lineup. He's the only righty out of the top 5 in the order. And this is where the Pages thing came into question. Pages remains in the bottom half, hitting 6th. (2-0). Here it comes. Pass Webb to a rise to the bag to the bottom of the 3rd.
Welcome back. With the team being here in the Bay Area, it was a perfect fit for Blake Snell to start his rehab assignment with the Ontario Tower Buzzers. The extra playing yesterday in San Jose, he was able to get up into that 2nd inning of work, had 3 hits, did throw 32 pitches, landed 21 of those for strikes. And Blake today said that he came out of it feeling really good. He didn't love how he was landing down the mound, but for him, those first 2 outings when it comes to his rehab assignments, it's more of just getting his feel back. By the time he gets that 3rd one, that's when he can really focus on the shape of his pitches. The hope is for him to get up to 5 and 75 pitches before he's ready to return, guys.
All right, Kirsten, as Drew Gilbert leads off the third for the Giants, ahead of Tyler Glasnow 2-0. Mookie Betts has started swinging the bat again, but especially with an oblique injury, they'll play that slowly. Still a few weeks away. Rotation that already has been dominant for the Dodgers going to get even better when they get Blake Snell back. Last 15 games, Dodgers have had the starter go 6+ in 11 of them. A year after they didn't have very good length, and they bled over to the bullpen and had to use that more than you'd like. Second in the majors in average length of start. Gilbert hits it hard to second, cut off by Freeland. One gone in the third. Well, the most unlikely hero of last night. Patrick Bailey went into yesterday's game 0 extra base hits, just one knocked in, and then hit his first home run since last September when he hit a walk-off grand slam against Tanner Scott and the Dodgers.
For a guy who doesn't go deep very often, he sure got an aggressive bat flip in the first replay we saw there.
As manager Tony Vitello said, he thought his swing last night was a cocky one. We're hoping that he can get a little bit of confidence out of that, where the average down at 155. Ahead of Glasnow 2-0. So good defensively, but in a lineup that is lacking offense. Got to get something more than nothing, no matter how good the defense is from the catcher. On this 2-0, he takes ball 3. Glasnow's fallen behind both hitters, the 8 and 9 hitters, to start this third.
Saw a little frustration from him there as he went to 3-0, kind of walked behind the mound like, what's going on? That'll work. Yeah, that'll work.
And he's back in it at 3-2.
Well, he's had to battle uphill, 1-0 lead, but only 4 for 9 on first pitch strikes.
That was something that bugged him last year. The first pitch strike rate was way down.
And for him, that's kind of ridiculous because his stuff can live in the strike zone, any one of his pitches.
3-0 to 3-2. Now his payoff pitch. Lifted to center field. Andy Pages has plenty of room, and there are 2 gone in the third. So he comes back to get both those guys. And a word from Kia. Maybe not quite as smooth sailing so far as it was against the Rockies over the weekend, but still no hits allowed. 2 gone here in the third. And Willie Adames, who he struck out to open the game. Ball 1 again.
And 4 out of 10, not getting the first pitch strike, but when they swing the bat, he's around 50% of the time they miss. So the stuff is really good. The counts aren't good, but the stuff is good.
.3-0 again.
This will be a fastball right down the middle. And then you say to yourself, why didn't I just do that on the first pitch?
Pop up. Rushing has room, and despite falling behind all 3 hitters in the inning, Glasnow goes 1, 2, 3. Back-to-back world champion Dodger baseball on Sportsnet LA is brought to you by your Southern California Ford dealers. Discover the complete Ford lineup. Rugged, stylish, powerful trucks and SUVs engineered for your adventures. Dodgers finishing off this two-city trip today. Kyle Tucker lofts the first pitch he sees to left center field. That's going to find the gap and find the wall. It's a leadoff double for Tucker. His first hit of the series.
A feel-good hit. It's hit in the perfect place. He doesn't actually scald this ball, but you know what? You're just trying to find anything to get going. Get going personally. Get going where the manager and the hitting coaches are encouraging you, and they've got some grounds for their hope that they're giving you. So, yeah, a little more enthusiasm, and the bench is even trying.
They lead 1-0. Max Muncy comes up. He hammers the ball on the line to center field. Gilbert's going back. It's over his head. Ricochets back towards the infield. Tucker stopped at third on a ringing double from Max Muncy. The relay throw gets away. Now the throw to the plate is late. Tucker's in with a headlong dive. 2-0 Dodgers. Muncy tattooed that one.
Yeah, this one is hit, and it is hit, and it's in center field. That's why it's a double. If it's anywhere else, it's probably a home run. This ball is crushed. A lot of the balls the Dodgers have hit hard in this series have gone to center field and have been outs, but this one's over his head. And Tucker, keeping his head on swivel, sees this bobble, scores.
2 pitches, 2 doubles for the Dodgers in this 4th inning. Looking for more with Pages. You know, Kyle Tucker, even when he's hot and one of the best hitters in the league, the swing is never textbook. It's never beautiful, but I was interested. We were talking with Robert Van Scoyoc the other day, and he said, I actually love his swing. Just right now, it's not quite right. Pages down the line to third. Backhand Chapman. Bullet of a throw to get him. He said he's casting and cutting the barrel instead of the barrel lagging and whipping.
Yeah, the barrel of the bat is leaving and headed towards the strike zone too early because he's losing the angle of his hands, and in doing that it gets to the strike zone sooner, but it's out of the strike zone sooner.
Here's Rushing, started the scoring his first time with a base hit, takes a strike. Performance Spotlight sponsored by your Southern California Nissan dealers. His 10th RBI in his last 6 games.
He described it as digging it out, and he did. He took a shovel down there, and it's called a bat, and got it in the right place.
And now down 0-2. And some pain fouling that ball off himself.
Two extra base hits in this inning, more extra base hits than they had in the first 2 games of this series, where they only had 1.
Down the line to left. Elliot Ramos is there, and Rushing's the second out. So it brings up Kim. One of the 3 strikeout victims of Webb's.
This would be a nice run to pick up right here. Put Webb on his heels, get the Giants on their heels, and try and get out of here with a W.
Love to get a little more cushion for the bullpen, which has struggled on this trip. 13 runs and 13 innings allowed by the pen.
Yeah, they've really struggled for the last week, too.
Into left field, a base hit from Kim. On a bounce, Ramos has it, loads up, fires home, bang, bang, safe. Ha-Seong Kim drives in Max Muncy, and they lead 3-0.
Ramos's throw, it is on line, and when it's in the air, it looks like it's going to be in time, but when it hits the grass, it just dies. He is shallow, he is on line, but watch this ball just stop when it hits the grass. We've had some wet weather here, and I think the turf is pretty moist still underneath and soft.
Moist turf.
I'm not sure you're supposed to use that word. No, not turf. You can't say the M word.
Ball and a strike on Freeland. I think there's this perception that Max Muncy is not fast. Home run hitter, big beard, big guy. He's well above average sprint speed. Two balls and a strike on Freeland.
Dino Ebel was going to push the envelope there with 2 outs no matter what. And it was a good call.
Freeland looking for his first hit of this series. Takes a strike, 2-2.
Dino is meticulous about his preparation, understanding the arm strength of outfielders, what angles they throw best from. And he read that one perfect. And once he showed off that speed.
Count goes full on Freeland with Ohtani waiting on deck. It's Muncy's fastest average sprint speed this year since 2019. He's 28-year-old. On a payoff, Freeland takes ball 4 and he'll challenge. He pulls the trigger on a challenge.
Batter's challenging the strike call.
ABS powered by T-Mobile. Hey! Validates the courage to challenge.
I love that he got it right, because we've seen him in leverage situations not challenged. Now this will give him confidence later in the game and later in the year. Probably been encouraged by teammates and the hitting coaches and Dave Roberts to go ahead. You're a youngster, but you can use it.
You're a youngster, but Ohtani's behind you.
Yeah.
Let's get him up there. They do. First and second, 2 outs. And Logan Webb shouting back to Ha-Seong Kim, suspecting that he's relaying signs. Chase to change.
You can relay location very subtly from second base. It doesn't have to be something that's obvious.
Which is fair game, part of the game, part of the skill.
Definitely, it's part of the game.
And from a pitcher's standpoint, if you don't like it, come up with a better system that they're not going to accurately steal them.
Yeah, and you can use reverse shifts with your catcher, where you just know I'm sitting inside, but I know we're going away. I'm going to sit down the middle, and I'm going to move late. Moving late. No time to tell your hitter what's going on, but I mean, you can stand out there straight up and down, and when the catcher moves, you turn your head in that direction. And now you've just told the hitter where the catcher's sitting. You can do it by where you touch on your belt. There's just so many ways to give that one little thing of direction of which way the catcher moved. And when it's a guy that has outstanding command, it's really good information. The guy where the catcher sets up away and misses in, that gets dangerous for hitters.
Another 0-2 to Ohtani, and he does what he's done often this year with runners in scoring position, that is expand. But the Dodgers get a couple more here in the 4th inning and lead it 3-0.
Join the Dodgers on April 27th for Japanese Heritage Night. Purchase a special ticket package and receive your exclusive jersey presented by Daiso. For tickets and more, visit Dodgers.com/promotions.
2, 3, and 4 for the Giants. Luis Arraez takes ball 1 from Tyler Glasnow. Arraez, the only guy that has earned his way on today, did so with a walk in the 1st inning. The only other base runner was via an error. That's at the top of the zone, and it's 1-1.
Well, he's coming at you with these swings and misses. A lot of them are the curve balls. The sinker has been excellent. He's thrown 27 sinkers today, and the season high is 29.
A rise to left center field with the first hit of the day for the Giants. Pages twirling, picks it. Leadoff man aboard. So 27 sinkers, you said?
Yeah.
He had one against Colorado.
What's that team where the baseball team where the
Savannah Bananas?
Yeah, that's what this play right here is. That's a Savannah Banana center fielder. We got the pick and the twirl.
All kinds of different rules too in those games.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Chapman selling out ballparks wherever they go. That's great entertainment.
I've only seen highlights. I haven't really sat down and watched a whole game.
My buddy Greg Olson got to play first base for him for an inning when they were in Charlotte.
Uh-huh.
Said he's never been more nervous in his life. Chapman's laid on that sinker, and it's 1-1. What a weapon to be able to choose to be a four-seam guy one day and then a sinker guy the next day. Left side, hit softly. They'll have to hurry. 5-4-3, double play.
Well, Max Muncy showed off his foot speed when he scored on a 2-out base hit. He shows his hand speed right here. Watch the release. So quick. He doesn't really take his arm all the way back for the full effect. He just gets it out. Very quick exchange within his chest, and then keeps his arm within his chest area to just get it over there quick.
Second double play turn by the Dodgers over the first 4 innings, and a strike on Devers. So Glasnow's faced just one more than the minimum so far. Giants offense still is yet to do a whole lot. They've won a lot of games recently because of their pitching. Winning 5 of 6. In 4 of those 6 games, though, 3 or fewer runs. Devers struck out his first time. Glasnow ahead of him 1-2, coming right after him with the bases empty and 2 out. And drops in a curve to get him looking. 5 Ks for Tyler Glasnow over 4 scoreless.
The Dodgers celebrate Women's Night on April 28th. Grab your special ticket package and get your exclusive quarter zip sweater presented by UCLA Health.
Did you have more?
For tickets, visit Dodgers.com/promotions.
Freddie Freeman's out.
Fly ball to left field. I was trying to do a Kirsten where she's doing a hit and all of a sudden the ball's put in play. You just
pauses perfectly.
Just stop. Yeah, let the action speak for itself. I don't think the sweater was still on the screen.
I think you handled it perfectly. By now we're overthinking it.
Yeah, that's true.
Strike on Tasker Hernandez.
Just letting people behind the curtain a little bit.
How the sausage was made. Tasker's 0 for 2. Webb delivers. Hernandez swings and misses. Dodgers wrap up this road trip. Off day tomorrow. Then they go home to take on the Cubs. Cubs look like they're ready to finish off a sweep of the Phillies, but the Phillies scoring 5 runs the last 3 innings to tie it in the 9th. The Cubs are trying to win their 9th game in a row, averaging over 7 runs per game during the winning streak. 2 gone here in the 5th. The score in the 9th at Wrigley, 7-7, right at their average during this run. Phillies, by the way, have dropped 8 games in a row. I think it's no surprise that the 2 best records in the National League are the Dodgers and the Padres, but it is a massive surprise. The 2 worst, the Phillies and the Mets, both 8-16. Tucker with 2 outs. Pulls a base hit to right, and he's got 2 knocks today. And the last 2 pitches he's seen.
It's amazing how results, no matter how they come, can free you up as a hitter. You know, pitching is a positive outcome. Hitting is mostly negative outcomes, and when you get some positive, it feels good and it loosens up that bat.
Loosens up a smile in him, too. Inning continues. Max Muncy, who has walked, doubled, scored both times, and knocked in the other run. Who knows how much the little move in the order, the new look, contributed to it. Dave Roberts has to feel good about that decision right about now. Back to Webb. Halfway home in San Francisco. The Dodgers up 3-zip. Back-to-back world champion Dodger baseball on Sportsnet LA is brought to you by your Toyota dealers. We make it easy. Happy Dodger birthday to Ed Head, who pitched for the Dodgers in the 1940s. Elliot Ramos leads off the bottom of the 5th and takes a strike from Tyler Glasnow. Grew up a lefty, dreaming of pitching in the major leagues. But when Ed was 17, he was riding on a bus, sitting in the first row, and that bus was in a head-on collision with another bus that destroyed his left arm. They wanted to amputate his arm initially. So you can't do that. My dream's to be a pitcher. They said, well, we can go ahead and work around this and not amputate it, but you're never pitching again. So Ed said, all right, I still have the same dream. I'm going to teach myself how to throw right-handed. Did that. A few years later, he was in the major leagues. Ed Head. Wow. 0-2 from Glasnow. Ramos takes it outside, and it's 1-2. Ed's greatest moment, after missing a year away for military service during World War II, he comes back and in his very first game pitches a no-hitter. Arm had been bothering him, though, from a year of manning a anti-aircraft machine gun, with the recoil of it hitting into his shoulder. And so 2 months after that no-hitter, he pitched his last major league game. Waving a miss over a curve for the first out of the 5th. Retired, moved home to Louisiana, worked maintenance at a paper factory in his hometown, but his legacy was set. Ed Head, the lefty that became a righty that pitched a no-hitter.
Reality is crazier than fantasy. I mean, if that was a movie, you would go, okay, it's fiction.
One out for Jung-Hoo Lee. Tyler Glasnow has 6 strikeouts in this game. Just 1 hit for the Giants. A soft single from Luis Arraez last inning. That sinker's been the pitch du jour.
I like when you need to throw a strike to have a little movement on it.
Cranked in the air to center field, but no big deal for Andy Pages. 2 gone.
When you think about pitches that get you back into counts, like when you go 1-0 or 2-1 or 2-0 or 3-1, and you need that pitcher that needs a pitch to get back in the count, a lot of people default to a slider. Some people can land their curveball in those counts, but if you got to default to the fastball, I like the one that has movement.
Will Brennan. Brennan's looking for his first hit this year. Looking for his first hit as a Giant. He was crushing it in AAA. He was hitting .390. 0 for 5 since coming up. Rushing thought about, ooh, Tyler Glasnow going to challenge. We got a pitcher challenge, folks.
Challenging the pitch.
Tyler, do you have some good eyes?
Oh, yeah.
You do.
Pitch and strike.
That's only the 13th successful challenge by a pitcher all year in the majors. There have been 316 successful batter challenges, 469 successful catcher challenges, now 13 from pitchers. Teams have told their pitchers, leave it up to your catchers. I think there was enough of a sense there from Glasnow that he wasn't going to get the challenge from rushing, and in that beat that he had, he was able to get the challenge in himself. Here's his 2-2. Do it again. Overturn average, a little over 50% overall. Catchers are 60%. That's the reason why they're saying you go ahead and do it. Don't leave it to the pitchers. Pitchers are below 40%. Bounce it is short, picked up by Kim. 1-2-3 fifth.
Be one of the first 40,000 fans on April 25th and take home an exclusive Roki Sasaki bobblehead presented by Tokyo Electron. For more information, visit Dodgers.com/promotion.
Nice. Pajes slashes the first pitch of the inning to a twisting Lee, who makes the catch. Second inning in a row that Logan Webb's gotten an out on the first pitch. I think Roki's going to start that game. That is bobblehead night. That is his bobblehead night Saturday against the Cubs. Here's Rushing with one away. Started the scoring with a single in the second. Squares and takes a ball. Infield pulled around on him, and really just one guy on the left side. Him showing the bunt there didn't change a thing. They don't believe him. Now he gets hit. Intent?
I don't know. You know, I can't always tell in this generation.
To use Dalton's word from the other day, though, it feels a little fishy.
Yeah, maybe. Maybe a little fishy. That ball did look like it was intended for his rib cage.
Kim takes a strike.
Dodgers have been very successful against first pitches today. 4 of the 6 hits have been the first pitch of the at-bat.
I've seen Logan Webb, of course, throughout the years. His 8th season in San Francisco, and they all talk about you got to pretty much eliminate slug from your mind against him. Old school string it together mentality. Roller to second, could be a double play. 4-6, and even with Kim's speed, 3. He wants him to take a look. Dodgers saying hang on. Kim is saying hang on. He's not sure that he didn't beat it out. Well, Tyler Glasnow and Logan Webb head-to-head today, and so far Glasnow's gotten the better of the Giants' ace. He's struck out 6 over 5 scoreless innings.
Been leaning on the fastball. The last 2 outings, he's really leaned on the four-seamer and the sinker. The curveball is a put-away pitch, but as far as what is he pitching with and what is his foundation, the fastball. About 65% of the time today.
Only 1 hit allowed. Gilbert leads off. 8-9-1 coming up. Curveball is upstairs. Sure is nice that 6 innings just kind of what this staff does.
They went into this year feeling like they need more innings from the starters, and they have responded. Now with the trust tree a little different in the bullpen also because of Diaz being out. These starters taking an extra inning, or what's considered an extra inning, is a really good thing to protect the pen. Your offense can protect the pen, but so can your starters.
Two-two pitch. Grounder towards the middle. Backhand Freeland snaps it off, gets him.
A curveball that gets put in play. He's thrown about a dozen of them. Gotten 5 strikeouts, 5 of the 6 strikeouts with the curveball. But here he gets a weak ground ball and an out.
That's the other component of Freeland's game the Dodgers have continued to be pleased with. That was one of the first things they talked to him about when they gave him the job. Hey, you know, give us what you can in terms of good at-bats. Go be awesome defensively. He really has played a good second base. Bailey with 1 out takes a curve for a strike. Intentional that Dave Roberts made the comment right after Kim came up that Freeland is going to continue to be the second baseman, and then it's been that way. He didn't want Freeland having to look over his shoulder with Kim coming up because of Mookie's injury, and wanted to protect what they had done as far as giving him that vote of confidence at the start of the year. So Kim has not played any second base since coming up. In the air to right field for Tucker. 2 out. And a word from Carl's Jr.
What the luck? The new Western Bacon Chicken Sandwich. Only at Carl's Jr.
So Glasnow all 23 pitches in that first inning and doing his best Yamamoto impression here. It's been about a dozen pitches per inning since.
He's got a shot to complete 7 innings and keep the pitch count under 100. Looked like Glasnow wanted to challenge that.
He was feeling good about himself on the challenges.
It's a little high slider, but it was high.
Rains out of the sky, 1-1. For the Adames, the hitter, he's 0 for 2 today. Strike 2. There's some times there early innings where he was struggling to find the strike zone, and there was battling back into counts, but man, he's been cruising lately. He's faced the minimum since the first. His 1-2 to Adames. Swung on and missed, strike 3. 7th of the day for Tyler Glasnow, who's fired 6 scoreless. Back-to-back world champion Dodger baseball on Sportsnet LA is brought to you by Morongo Casino Resort and Spa. Less than 90 minutes from wherever you are. Good times. 9-1-2 here as Alex Freeland fouls off Logan Webb's first pitch. Dodgers got a run in the second. They got 2 in the fourth. Out hitting the Giants 6-1 in this game. Got that one off his front foot. Going to get out of here with a win for the Giants. Took the first 2. Split 4 games in Colorado. And it looks like potentially get out of here with first place back by themselves. The Padres trail in the 6th inning in Colorado. Still a long way to go in that one, but now 7 of 4 Rockies onto the 7th inning. Poked to left field. Freeland's got a base hit. Hangs on with a leadoff single. Second time he's reached today.
Doing the job. Setting up the big fella, once with a walk, and now with a little soft base hit. It's the guy behind him that the Dodgers need to see get going.
Yeah, that is Ohtani, who's 0 for 3 today, 1 of 11 in the series. He was up with runners at first and second his last time, and struck out to end the inning. He's now 3 for 20 with runners in scoring position this year. Hasn't had a hit with a runner in scoring position in more than 2 weeks. I think that's especially where he's looked much different.
Right now, it looks like the pitch he can really hit is something low and in or low in the middle. But yeah, he struggled with stuff at his feet. Oh, Alex had a great jump and gave up on it at first base. Yeah, he's slapping his hands like I had it. Watch this. Oh, he's got it, and he just gave up on it. When Webb started to move, he thought he was coming to first. He was hung out to dry. You might as well just keep going.
Warren Burner to second, a rise to Adames and a double play.
It was almost in a place, the pitch where Shohei could get it. It just ended up a little too low.
Matt Gage getting ready. Webb out away from getting through 7. 90th pitch coming here. Yeah, that always gets deep into games. Webb to Freeman. You know, what you showed there with Freeland at first base, it's kind of the same vibes as we've talked about with him not challenging pitches, just that lack of full conviction, still being a young player trying to establish yourself.
There's this subconscious of don't make a mistake instead of just doing and acting on your ability. Playing careful instead of playing aggressive. Aggressive with a plan is good. You want your players to do that. Careful is going to be short of your potential.
Freddie spoils it. And Doc talking to him, and he wouldn't be surprised if it was something along those lines.
Yeah, when Doc turns his hand over and it's palm to the sky, he's saying you'd have been out anyway. You might as well just keep going.
Guy knows something about base running. Dave, in his job as a manager, is so good at making sure everybody feels his presence, feels special, but he still loves to coach too, the things that made him good as a player. Whether that's getting in there helping a guy with his bunting, or talking base running, or talking playing the outfield.
But his communication skills, right, are off the charts, and he's sensitive to everything that's going on. And I love the fact that he addressed that right away, so it's not hanging over Freeland's head. He can go out and play defense now and know, okay, we can turn the page on that.
That is out of play.
Skipper, who is an expert base runner that stole bases in the most crucial times, addressed it with me. I got it. I'll work on it. Hopefully it'll never happen again.
Another 2-2 pitch. Logan Webb to Freddie Freeman. Another foul.
I'd be interesting to know that Devers, the Giant first baseman, didn't yell at Webb to step off. Is he out there on defense thinking about his at-bats?
Over to Devers, gets in front of it and feeds Webb, who finishes off 7 innings. Stand and stretch, time for the 7th inning stretch, brought to you by Sit and Sleep. Range Rover Sport engineered to win. The Dodgers and Giants for the first time this year. The Giants breaking the all-time tie, winning the first 2 games. 1,290 Giants wins, 1,288 Dodger wins. 3-0 though here in the finale. Luis Arraez has the only hit of the day against Tyler Glasnow, and he leads off the 7th. Ball and a strike. 7 Ks for Glasnow, and so Jumbo Jacks for everybody tomorrow for free. That'll help you get through the morning and afternoon and get you ready for the Cubs tomorrow night. Down the left field line, but spinning foul. So Arraez walk in the first inning, single in the 4th. This is it for the Giants today.
Glasnow through 6 has faced 1 over the minimum. I mean, it's fun to give away Jumbo Jacks, but he's getting everybody out all kinds of ways.
7 innings in Colorado, chance to do the same here. Alex Vesia pacing out there in the bullpen. Not throwing yet. Grounded to second for the first out of the 7th. Everything but throwing.
Well, Glasnow has done a number to keep those guys rested down there. The opponents on this road trip, the 2 starts for him, they are 3 for 41.
Wow. Chapman under it. Pages under it. 2 out. And so on the verge of going 7 innings in both starts on this trip. Last year, the Dodgers had a starter go 7 full innings, 1 in every 8 starts. Double that rate this year, 1 in every 4 starts. This would be the 4th time in 7 games on this trip the starter went 7 innings. It's starting to look like the 1990s. Misses by a touch to Devers. Taking the ball tomorrow, Orel Hershiser.
Wow. Got to go 9 to surpass these guys.
Swing and a miss. 1 and 2. Something you did 68 times, by the way.
My arm still hurt.
Three 0 Dodgers. 2 outs in the 7th. Glasnow finishes the day with another strikeout. That is 8 of them over 7 scoreless. Back-to-back world champion Dodger baseball on Sportsnet LA is brought to you by Jack in the Box. Jack's new Smash Jack Sliders Munchie Meal with a chance to win the $75,000 prize for Jack's 75th anniversary. A run in the 2nd, 2 in the 4th, and 7 shutout innings from Tyler Glasnow today. Dodgers lead 3-0 to the 8th. Bullpen goes to work for San Francisco. The first Blade in Major League history. Blade Tidwell. Teoscar Hernandez flies his first pitch to right. 1 away. 24-year-old from Columbia, Tennessee. He's one of 2 former volunteers on this team that played for Tony Vitello at the University of Tennessee. Kyle Tucker, been a nice day for him. Everything you'd hope with a little shakeup in the lineup, trying to get a guy going. He's 2 for 3. Last 2 pitches that he saw against Webb, a double and a single. His old team, the Cubs, coming to town. Cubs just finished off their 9th consecutive win, 8-7 over the Phillies. Wind was blown out all day there at Wrigley. 15 runs, 6 home runs between the two teams. Cubs get their 9th straight win. Phillies get their 9th straight loss. Two and two on Tucker. Surprises at the bottom of the National League East with the Phillies and the Mets. Surprise at the bottom of the National League West. The Rockies are down there at the bottom, but they have 10 wins, and they didn't have 10 wins until June 2nd last year. That's crazy. Yeah, looking like they might get their 11th. They lead the Padres 8-4 in the bottom of the 7th.
Anything can happen in that ballpark.
That's true. Padres 6 outs with which to work. Tucker taking just outside. Count goes full. And a challenge here from Bailey, though.
Catcher's challenge in the ball call.
Borderline wide, borderline low.
ABS powered by T-Mobile. And man, it just did nick the very corner of the strike zone to get Tucker. Those are the ones that did not used to get called strikes. The strike zone before ABS was not an exact rectangle, shaped more like an oval where you wouldn't get those calls. Tidwell trying to do something that Logan Webb hadn't done since the first. That is go 1-2-3. Walk, a double. Couple runs scored and a run batted in from Muncy. So he scored 2 of the 3, knocked in the other. One and two.
We're on a path to have all 3 games in this series end up 3-0. No,
3-1 the first one.
Sorry,
same feel though.
Yeah, it's the same feeling, and they've been very tidy.
Grounded to second. A rise is there. The bottom of the 8th. Make sure you stay tuned when the game wraps up. Access Sportsnet Dodgers presented by Mercury Insurance will follow us. Glass, wow, says Jerry. More fun writing that than writing runs, please, like he has the last couple games. So Tyler Glass now stays in and gets strike 1 on Elliot Ramos. You've got Ramos and then a string of left-handed hitters. Alex Vesia has started to warm. We'll see if this is just this one hitter and then lefty-lefty, or if Dave Roberts will ride him here. Last year, the Dodgers had one game where a starter got an out in the 8th inning. It was Yamamoto in the near no-hitter in Baltimore. Glasnow is trying to become the 3rd already. Ball 2.
I think I'm out there in the 8th. A, right-handed hitter. B, throwing the ball great. C, the bullpen has kind of struggled a little bit, and they've lost the last 2 games here in San Francisco. Dave Roberts wanting to get this one in the books. A little bit more short-term thinking than long-term thinking right here today.
Glasnow's got his ERA down to 2.53. Talk about Yamamoto and Shohei Ohtani and their Cy Young aspirations. We've also said this guy has enough talent to be part of that conversation too. Fastball speeds in there, gets fouled off. Different guy, different outings. Heavy 4-seam against Colorado. Heaviest sinker game of his time with the Dodgers today. He's home with another 2-2. Ramos takes it. 3 balls, 2 strikes. He's walked just 1. That was Arise back in the 1st inning. Second batter that he faced. He's faced the minimum since. It's a 9K day for Glasnow.
Another day where he gets the K-ball working, another day where he gets some run support. And it's a nice combination so far for the Dodgers.
And it's arms folded for Dave Roberts over there. Lee takes a curve, a strike. No challenge, no overturn. Lee's 0 for 2 today. Back-to-back curveballs. A little pop on the right side for Freddie Freeman. 2 out.
As it gets later in the game, I watched the pitcher's body language after an out. Glasnow has not looked over at the dugout or at the bullpen at all after these 2 outs. He is just staying in the zone.
As this game has gone on, he has looked like the horse that he had long known that he can be. And he's had flashes of that. Remember one of his first starts as a Dodger in Minnesota. He went 8 innings. When he's been healthy, been a lot of this. That's a bouncing ball to second. Charging Freeland over to first to finish off 8 scoreless innings from Tyler Glasnow. Tyler Glasnow goes 8 innings, just 1 hit. He strikes out 9 and walks only 1. Faced the minimum after a first inning walk to Luis Arraez. Little tapper on the first pitch of the inning off of the bat of Andy Pages, and then Tidwell almost throws it away. That's the 4th first pitch out of this ball game for Giants pitchers. And Tyler Glasnow all smiles, rehashing this one with Mark Pryor. Well earned.
He is a horse, and now when it's his day to pitch, just put a saddle on him. He's ready to go. He's amazing. They work really hard in his catch game and his long toss to really refine his mechanics and get that all the movements down, because he's such a tall, good lever system. But a little mistake, all of a sudden things start to get wide, and we saw it when he got to those 3-0 counts, but then he lined it back up and got back in the game.
Just awesome starting pitching for the team this week. Yamamoto 7 innings on a day where he didn't have his best stuff. Gave up 3 runs in the first inning, still went 7. Yesterday, as dominant as we've seen Ohtani look, and that's saying something because he just struck out 10 his last time. And then this from Glasnow today. 2-1 on rushing. Tanner Scott is getting ready for the bottom of the 9th. 8-9-1 due up for the Giants. So what will the 9th inning look like without Edwin Diaz? Dave Roberts has said probably closer by committee, but when pressed on that, he said if he had to guess, Tanner Scott will get the majority of those chances. That's a walk for Rushing. He's aboard for the 3rd time today. Scott had 23 saves last year. He's got 78 in his career. Trying to the most experience of the options down there with 82 career saves. Alex Vesia, a couple saves last week, 15 total for his career. So some options to choose from, and all 3 of those guys standing and in the conversation as this game gets ready to go to the bottom of the 9th. Kim into right center field, his 2nd hit of the day, and they're at 1st and 3rd with 1 out. Another good day for the bottom of the order. Top 3 in the order. 1 for 12 combined. Everything coming from 4 on down.
Dalton Rushing doing a nice job being off and showing his speed again. A catcher / first baseman that can run just like Will Smith.
Now Freeland. 7, 8, and 9 have all reached at least twice. Freeland's got a walk and a single. 4, 5, 7, 8, 9 have all reached at least twice. picturesque day. 0-2 on Freeland. When it's nasty here, it is nasty here, like it was on a lot of the day Tuesday. But when it's nice, it's so beautiful.
So many microclimates, you know, depending on where you are in the city.
Freeland's down on strikes, 2 away. Oh, candlestick. The microclimate there was always cold and windy, right?
Yeah, it was one climate.
Yeah. Well, Ohtani trying to finish this series with a high note. His 0 for 4 today has him at 1 for 12, and the average down to 247. Kim runs and will take second. Pouring it out into the pitching is Shohei Ohtani. And so far, the bat, not what we've seen when he's not been able to fully pour it out into the pitching. He had the stolen bases when there was no pitching in 24. Last year, a little bit less of that as the pitching went up. The pitching's gone to another gear, and the offense has taken a step back.
Batter's challenging the strike
Challenge
call.
this call right here. ABS powered by T-Mobile. He's going to get this one right.
Pitches the ball.
Kind of like when you're creating a player on a video game and you have so many points you can give, sliding scale for each thing. Fly to center field. Gilbert and Ramos. Gilbert has it spotted, makes the catch, and sends this game to the bottom of the 9th. Dodgers 3, Giants nothing. 3-0 game, and the bullpen finally goes to work. And the call to the bullpen is brought to you by Jacoby and Myers. It is Tanner Scott on looking for the save.
Replacing a right-hander that was dominant, and Tanner Scott has been dominant in his 9 2/3 innings. Only that one earned run, that barely a blemish. We know he's had a lot of saves in the past. What we're looking for is a save percentage from him to be higher. And so far, the way he's thrown the ball, this should be a good inning.
23 saves in his first year as a Dodger, although 10 blown saves. And looking for his first year is Gerard Encarnacion. Pinch hits for Drew Gilbert to lead off. 8-9-1 for San Francisco. Strike 1.
When you look at Dodger starting pitching over the last 11 games or so, it's odd that they've kind of hit a skid as far as wins. Starting pitching in the last 11 games, an ERA of 1.63. And averaging over 6 innings a game.
And we talk about the 3 guys that we saw in this series. Yamamoto, Ohtani, Glasnow. And then you look at the National League leaderboard, and there's somebody we're not talking about. Justin Robleski, 3rd in the league with a 188. The Dodgers have 4 of the top 12 qualifiers. Ohtani's 1st, Robleski's 3rd, Glasnow and Yamamoto 11th and 12th. '24 postseason feels like an eternity ago, where they made it in spite of that starting pitching. There was a little bit of Yamamoto's, a little bit of Jack Flaherty, and it was a lot of everybody else piecing it together. To right field and Tucker. Encarnacion, the first out of the 9th.
Last year's Achilles heel right there. 2 strike pitches from Tanner Scott. That 2-strike pitch gets an out.
3-1 San Francisco Tuesday, 3-0 San Francisco yesterday, 3-0 LA today. 1 gone, Patrick Bailey. Top of the order after him. Strike one. Game one against the Cubs tomorrow night. Emmett Sheehan. Jamison Tyone will counter for Chicago. Saturday, Sasaki against Colin Ray. The game's at 4 o'clock on Fox. And on Sunday, Robleski and Imanaga, Sportsnet LA. Tomorrow's game, by the way, on Apple. Scott's 1-1 pitch. Bailey takes it 1-2. Here comes Scott. There goes the ball. Shallow center field. Freeland out. Pages on. Everybody battling the sun a little bit there, but Andy's got it. 2 out in the 9th inning.
Getting really close to that happy flight. They had that when they left Colorado to come here to San Francisco. They just didn't start the series off right. They got a chance here to get 1 W out of it.
And what's looking like a nearly perfect effort. Single and a walk is it for the Giants, both from Luis Arraez. Strike on Adames. Fastballs by him. We talked about Ohtani trying to be stopper last night. He did everything to become that. The 6 scoreless innings, didn't get any offense, and the Giants get into the Dodger bullpen, but Glasnow was that today when you combine it with the enough offense. What an effort. Rushing challenges, they've got 2 of them. Why not? ABS is powered by T-Mobile. Hey.
That's a strike.
Nice, Dalton. From a left-hander, kind of cross-firing over to that corner. He's like, it had to catch some of the plate.
1-2. Get off me, ball. Under the 1-2 pitch from Tanner Scott to Willie Adames. Tap to third. Muncy on the move. That's the ball game, and what a ball game it was for Dodger pitching. 8 scoreless innings from Tyler Glasnow, and then an uneventful 1-2-3 9th inning for Tanner Scott. They face 1 more than the minimum and avoid the sweep. A 3-0 win over the Giants.
Their 2nd shutout of the year and their 2nd one in the last 10 games. Pitching staff is hot.
With 2 T's.
Especially the starters.
For Hershiser, Kirsten Watson, the rest of our crew, Joe Davis saying so long from San Francisco. Again, tomorrow's game on Apple. I'll be back with you Saturday on Fox, and we'll all be with you on Sunday on Sportsnet LA. For now, stay tuned. It's Access Sportsnet Dodgers as this road trip comes to a close with a Dodger win.